Okay. Yeah, Ronnie. I just wanted to really kind of like get onto the point that we are really moving fast forward now. This is where we're really moving fast. And the legal structure is that we are enabling your company to provide a service in Malawi
Yes.
together with Malawians
Yes.
through Zisakudusa, the festival, and the philosophy and everything. What was the point that I wanted to say? Yeah, what I wanted to say was that working with a private company is more what I want to do than work with the charity structure and all
Yeah.
of that, because we are wanting to break away from the 40, 50 years of having charity in Africa, and it's not leading to anything, right?
Right.
Or maybe leading to what we actually don't need.
Mhm.
So taking the business line is definitely what we can go ahead with now. We will still have to work with a structure, a foundation type of structure and a charity type of structure, because that type of work takes that type of structure to work with. But Africa's problems are not just charity. There's actually some very serious infrastructure problems which shouldn't be there, in infrastructural problems which are drastic. So it really is, we are dealing with Malawi, we are dealing with a failed state. We are dealing with a dysfunctional state. It's very difficult for me to say this live and direct to you, or to come to Europe and say that to you, but that is the fact. It is a dysfunctional state, and the first president or leader in Malawi to stand up and admit and say, yes, we are dysfunctional.
Yes.
That would be the best leader we can have, because that is the truest assessment you can have of what Malawi is. It's a mess, you know? Which means that parastatals and infrastructure and all of that is falling apart and needs to be rescued or needs to be revamped or whatever. What we're looking at a situation where electricity can be cut off right in the middle of an operation in a hospital. So you could be the patient, and the doctor will be working on you in the theater, and next thing you know, electricity gone, and the hospital does not have a generator, or if they have a generator, they can't get the fuel to run the generator. You understand? This is that's the reason why. Much respect to the electoral process and the politicians who are promising a lot to Malawi, but where we are now as a country, it's too late to go through the political avenue. This is a disaster. You know, what we need to do now is to empower our own people
Exactly.
with their own solutions.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And how can we do that? We can do that through education and employment, yeah?
Employment and training, yeah.
And training, yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah, and ownership of a business.
Ownership of the business, and especially that as well.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what needs to be done, and that's why a company must come in. Of course, Malawi wants investors; they're open for that. So we shouldn't have a problem getting a company to come in there. You know, so we shouldn't. But you never know. When something is dysfunctional, it's dysfunctional. Sometimes it does not mean that it's dysfunctional. It means that it functions differently. So you could be surprised. But under normal circumstances, we should not have a problem with your company coming into Malawi to invest with this particular issue. You know what I'm saying? And Malawians will welcome it. So Malawians, meet Ronnie.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
So people already know you in Mchinji, and you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring you guys electricity.
Whoa!
Yeah.
They have electricity.
Let's make it better.
We're going to improve
Yes.
the electricity.
Yes, we can do that.
And Malawians also have to be part of the raising the money, because here's the thing. When we raise the money, it's to pay you what you're doing, right? And to buy equipment, right? To pay your company and to buy equipment. So we're basically raising the money. In this instance, the first million, we're raising it as ourselves. But there's a further 8 million that needs to be raised. And that process of raising the 8 million is not going to be us. We're going to be opening up to either to involve more companies and to make a process that the people themselves are going to run, raise the money and spend the money where it's supposed to be spent. So we need to have committees, and that's the whole idea of having Chisomo as a guy who sits right in the middle of the 9 million. You understand?
Yeah.
Because he should be the guy who has the most experience on the ground to say, okay, now we're going to spend it here, we're going to spend it there, and we're going to prioritize this and prioritize that. You know, so that's basically. So let's start with trying to get the million before Christmas, and then see if we can get the 8 million by Easter. Okay?
Should be possible.
Should be possible.
Yeah.
Should be possible.